Welcome to AG's Ace. The big question which is facing Team India currently in this T20 series against England is getting the opening slot right. And that is a very big issue which confronts any team when we talk about cricket at this level. India has not been able to get a couple of things right, and we need to delve into it and understand why it is so. What is the problem so far? So we all know that KL Rahul is going through a real bad period. His last four T20 innings are 0-1-0-0. Rahul, who has been dismissed for a duck in the third T20 against Australia last year, now has three ducks in four T20 innings. India have sent out three different opening pairs in this series till now against England and desperately need to plug this gap because it is costing them quite dearly. I do want to point out that where KL Rahul is concerned, he is a terrific batsman. He's done a phenomenal job for India. So this is not about him, but it's a matter of choosing the right pair to play for India in a critical series. And also, let's not forget that the T20 World Cup comes up in India in October. Now, as far as Rahul's last 10 T20 innings are concerned, let's go into a bit of stats. His 250 runs have come at an average and strike rate of 27.7 and 121.35 respectively, which also includes a couple of overseas half centuries. Talking about Rahul's last 10 T20 innings, which comprises 4 IPL 2020 matches, the right-hand batsman has scored 212 runs with the help of only 150. So that is where the dip happened. And currently, if you've watched any of the three T20s against England, the way he's been getting out, he's horribly out of sorts at times. The last time he got out against Wood, he didn't even have time to bring his bat down and the ball went through. So these are signs of a batsman who's rusty, who's not really in the game yet. Now let's talk about, we'll have to focus on Shikhar Dhawan. Now Kishan's success as an opener may put pressure on Shikhar Dhawan to retain his place in the Indian team ahead of the T20 World Cup. And Shikhar Dhawan has a fair idea about that. Age, again, is also not on his side. He's of late been dabbling between two roles, whether to anchor or play aggressively. The moment a batsman does that, there's a bit of a problem. Both in the Indian team and at his IPL franchise, Delhi Capitals, Shikhar Dhawan has dawdled between these two roles and has not been able to find the right combination. The left-handed opener was benched for the second and third T20 international after making a 12-ball 4 in the first game, which India lost. He was replaced by Kishan, who smashed 56 and played a terrific knock. Now, Dhawan's returns in recent matches for India haven't been that disappointing, just to be fair to him. He helped India chase a 195-run target, if you remember, during the first T20 in Australia with a 36-ball 52, but they haven't been very good either. There have been multiple failures to convert starts, and that is where the problem lies with Shikhar. Such is India's bench strength that if a batsman in the top caliber has a few failures, then the person finds himself pushed out on the fringes, and that's not a very nice thing to happen. Now, prior to the lockdown, Dhawan missed the T20 series in New Zealand, where both Rohit Sharma and Rahul excelled to become primary contenders to open in the T20s. Post the lockdown, Dhawan was given a chance to return to the position. His returns in the T20s have been, now here are the scores, 1, 52, 28, and 4 in the last game. Not good enough. Now, his inconsistent run in the domestic matches have also added to his problems. And this happens to classy players or players who played for Team India and they find themselves out of form and they are advised that you go and play in domestic matches. It is easier said than done. Yes, possibly that is the only way out to dig yourself out of a hole, like Prithvi Shaw is currently doing a remarkable job in the domestic matches. But where Shikhar is concerned, his figures sound pretty disappointing, and his inconsistent run is costing him quite a bit. And barring a 153 against Maharashtra, his stint in the recent Vijay Hazare one-dayers was largely unfruitful. His scores in the domestic one-day tournament were 0, 6, 0, 153, which was a biggie, and 44. In the Syed Mushtaq Ali T20 tournament that preceded it, again, poor scores, 23, 5, 77, and 0. Now, the main point is that when you have an opening pair which is by and large inconsistent or out of form, what do? You've given Shikhar Dhawan a couple of chances, he's failed in this current tournament. You've given KL Rahul additional chances, he's failed. So how much longer will you wait is the question, and it's a difficult question for the team management, because then again the question arises that Virat Kohli has the propensity to change the batting lineup quickly. He doesn't like to stick to failures for too long. Of course, he backs certain players, but this is a bit of a conundrum, and a way has to be found out. Now, can we go with an opening pair of Ishan, Kishan, and Rohit Sharma? So we might see the Mumbai Indians duo, and if they can open for India in the upcoming T20 matches, it might be a good thing. Ishan has been talked about as a very explosive talent ever since his age group days, and possibly when he was playing sheer pace against Woods, he was ducking a bit, but those are minor issues which any batsman can look at, and he's a very young and a superb talent. The IPL has really helped him move ahead. If we talk about Rohit Sharma, of course, he has a brilliant record as an opener for India and Mumbai Indians, no question about that. And if he's paired with a younger player who has massive potential, then India could have and may have found a solution. Before we end, a quick look at what top openers in time created their magic for India. So I have a few names for me with their stats. And of course, this is primarily ODIs, Sachin and Saurav Ganguly. So for about 11 years, they opened for India, 6,600 runs, average of 49.32. These are partnerships. So terrific opening pair, as we all know. Then the two terrific batsmen who created so much hell against players, and they played for Australia, Matthew Hayden and Adam Gilchrist. 2001 to 8, 7 years, 5,300 runs. Again, a very healthy average of 47.8. Back in time, and I've seen some of them play, Gordon Greenidge and Desi Haynes, terrific opening pair, not only in Tests but in ODIs. They also played for a long time, almost 12 years together, over 5,000 runs. Again, a healthy average of 47 plus. Recent times, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan, when they were on song for about 7 years, between 13 and 20, they did pretty good, over 4,800 runs, average of 45. Then Hashim Amla and Dekog did the same for South Africa. Sanat Jayasuriya and Kalu Witharna, boy, did they create havoc, and India was often at the receiving end. I still remember that semi-final of a World Cup, and what a heartbreaking thing it was, and Vinod Kambli crying at the end of it all when the match was called off. But before that, Jayasuriya and Kalu Witharna had completely taken the game away. And Jayasuriya, to him goes the credit of introducing that fearless batting much before a lot of that happened, and he credits his captain Arjuna Ranatunga for backing him completely, absolutely. And therein lies the main point to remember, that the captain does a lot of magic. But can Captain Virat Kohli now get the opening slot right? We don't have much time going in for the T20 World Cup, and of course, we have to do much better against the English team. Thanks for watching.